Now it's time to start a discussion about functions. So what is the function? A function is a bunch of lines of code which are grouped together and which can do a specific task. And we create those bunch of lines which are grouped together because we want to have our code divided into chunks of code which can be called in specific scenarios. And to create a function, we go up here and we type def. This is the keyword for creating a function, so we type def. So now we're saying to the Python interpreter that I'm going to create a function. Next, we need to give a name to our function, and usually the name of the function is in lowercase letters, and if it has multiple words, every word is separated by underscore. So I'm going to call this function say hello or say hi. So I'm going to say underscore hi or say hello, let's say. So this is now we have the def keyword, we have the name of the function. Next, we're going to put opening parentheses and closing parentheses because this is part of the syntax. So like the rules that you need to respect in a specific language, the same is here. You need to specify the parentheses because there is another reason for using parentheses here, and that is that function can take input. So here you can define a parameter which can take a value when we call the function later, but we're going to see how to do that later. Now we put opening parentheses and closing parentheses, and next we put a colon. So now we are defining, now we are creating the body of the function, so the lines of code which are gonna be part of this function. So when I press enter, it go to the next line and also indented the line 2 for us, and that happens because now whatever I type here is going to be part of the function say hello. So this is going to be the part of the body of the function say hello, and as you can see on the left hand side, we have indented by 4 spaces, and we have this thing to collapse the code. Now I'm going to say here hello. This is what our function is going to say. Now I'm gonna press enter and backspace to go at the start. Now if we run our code, nothing happens. Nothing happens because in order for our function to work, we need to call our function in our code, because at the moment we only declared the function. The function is not used in our code. And to use the function, we type here down outside the body of the function, so outside of the block of code of the function. Press enter, backspace, and we type here say hello. And while I'm typing, IntelliJ has given us some suggestions. I say, do you mean this say hello function? And I'm gonna press enter to say yes, that function. And now if you run this code, now we get hello. So now it's saying hello. And if you hover over, it says that you can reformat the line. So reformat the line, see, because it's good to have a few spaces, 2 spaces actually, between the declaration of the function and when you actually call the function, when you actually use the function in your code. Now, as I said, inside the parentheses, we can define parameters which can take a value when we call the function later. And in this case, it will be nice to have here a parameter which is gonna receive a value which can be something from the input. So we're gonna type ourselves a name, and it's gonna say hello and the name of the person. So I'm gonna put hello here plus, and and now I'm gonna define here a variable, and I'm gonna type name. So I'm gonna type name, and this is gonna be now the parameter of the function say hello. So whenever you call the function say hello, you need to provide a value for this variable that you defined here. So now if I hover over here, it says parameter name unfilled. So it's saying, hey, you declare the variable on line 1, and you declare a parameter on line 1, and now you need to provide the value for that variable. You need to specify a value, an actual value. And here it's going to say hello plus and the name of the person. So now here inside the parentheses, now we provide the actual value for that variable, for that parameter name. And this is called an argument, when we provide the actual value for the variable that is defined here. So now if I run this, you get hello Alex, and you can call the function again here, say hello, and you can provide another name. So this is why functions are inherently very powerful. I can say here Maria, and now our function first is gonna run the first time when it's called. So what the Python interpreter is doing is seeing that here we are calling this say hello function, is going to the declaration of the function, is seeing that the function has a parameter name, and for the parameter name we provide the value say hello, and then it's going to execute the code, the block of code of the function. And in this case is only a simple line of code which says hello and the name of the person. But in a real app, or as you will see when we're going to look at the return statement, you can have multiple lines of code here, and all of those lines of code are going to be part of the say hello function. Now let's press Ctrl Z to undo what I did. Now, when as I said, this the first time when you call the function say hello, it says hello Alex, and the second time when you call the say hello function, it said it says hello Maria. So our function is called 2 times, and the first and the second time it's executing the code that we provided inside the function. And we can call the function again, and we can say here John, and it's gonna say hello Alex, hello Maria, and hello John, because now the function is executed 3 times. One time when you pass the value for the parameter Alex, and then you pass the value for the parameter Maria and John. And this is very powerful, because in this way you can divide your code into reusable chunks of code which can be called, and in this case if you have parameters, can be called with different values, and it can do different tasks, and you can call the functions, and if you use the function with the if statements, you can call the function if a condition is true, or if it's not true, and so on. So this is our discussion about function, and in the next video we're going to look at how we can use the return statement with function and with functions.